Good evening, Tallahassee. I'm your student meteorologist, Morgan Krause, presenting you this evening's FSU weather. Getting a live look at our Doak Campbell Stadium, it's currently 84 degrees. The sun's shining right behind me. It is a little bit windy, but nothing too much, so honestly, we're still in the heat of that summer. We have it 84 in Tallahassee and 77 in Quincy, so we're really sitting at the high for the region. It's a little bit cooler in Apalachicola, as is to be expected by the coast. And looking into tonight, it's going to be about 60 degrees, a little bit cloudy, and a little bit of wind again, so make sure that you're bringing a jacket with you. But tomorrow, we're going to hit it up with 87 degrees, sunny, and a little bit more of that breeze. A perfect day to go to the pool. And if you're planning your day for tomorrow, I would say honestly going to the pool between noon and 6 p.m. is the perfect time. And in the morning, it is going to be a little bit cooler, so if you have an early class, you'll be able to get away with wearing a hoodie. So this show we're gonna go through the week ahead in Tallahassee, hit our Spotlight City in Chicago with Diana, and Sloan and I will take on our very first Trivia Tuesday. And all this and more on FSU Weather. Welcome back. So as we move ahead, we're going to again look at Doak. We have it 84 degrees right now. It's still pretty warm for the day. In our radar, you can see a couple scattered little spots over here, but other than that, there's not much precipitation being recorded out there. It is still pretty warm in Tallahassee, like I said, a little bit cooler by the coast. And as we move over here to Live Oak, it's about 81. And comparing that to what's usual, we are sitting pretty normal. Our average is 80, so getting warmer as is to be expected with the recent climate changes. And moving into tonight, it is going to be about 60 degrees. Again, just make sure that you're wearing something comfortable. If you go out, it's a little bit colder than usual, than what we're used to. And looking across the board for tonight, it is actually going to be a little warmer in the coast than it is up here. And as we move up, it's just going to keep getting a little bit colder as we go. So looking into the week ahead, as we go into the weekend, it is going to keep just being warm. We have about 10 to 20% chance of participation as we move ahead. So nothing too crazy, just keep watching those to see if there are any changes. And now we're going to move on to our Spotlight City with Diana.
Thanks, Morgan. As we talk about Chicago, first thing I want to note is that I'm from there. The windy city is absolutely great. I mean, it's the perfect time this fall to be outside. And I mean, look at this view. It's absolutely beautiful. We're looking at 73 degrees, pretty average for this time of year. It's starting to cool off. But again, it's partly cloudy and we got those winds in the windy city, so it's going to be nice and cool from that. And if we take a look at the forecast, we are looking honestly a little bit cooler tomorrow or today, which is pretty normal at this time of year, but also it's going to heat back up towards the evening. And as well as the forecast for the week, I mean, we're looking pretty nice. I mean, a little bit colder on Saturday and some showers on Friday, but really nothing too notable. It's really beautiful in Chicago, so if you plan to go to the city, it's going to be absolutely great. And if you live in the local area, it's going to be great to be outside, so if you want to plan a trip to Chicago, go ahead and do that. We're going to head over to Sloan here, and she's going to give us a look at Florida.
Yes, thank you, Ayana, for that look at Chicago. Now we're going to bring things a little bit closer to home and see some of our favorite big cities right here in Florida. So as you can see, some beautiful blue skies. Jacksonville, you can see a little bit of a sunset starting to come, but it is going to be pretty nice and warm really throughout the entire state of Florida. As we look at some of our current temperatures, we can see it is pretty much the same story all across the state of Florida. It is going to be on either side of 80 degrees. Our high point on the map today is going to be Tampa, Florida. So if you live there, it's definitely going to be a little bit hot for you. As we kind of move a little bit more towards central Florida, in Orlando, it is going to be yet again the same story, nice and warm and sunny. 85 degrees, absolutely beautiful if you are looking at going to maybe Disney World, Universal, anything like that, any of the parks that are down in Orlando, Florida. It's definitely going to be a very, very beautiful day and week for you guys. As we look at some of the rainfall that's coming into the region, we can see that the southeast coast of Florida is going to have just a little bit of those scattered showers, nothing too crazy, but if you are down in the southeast of Florida as well well as Miami, anything like that. Definitely just watch out for some of those scattered showers that could be coming your way within the next 3 days. But as we do move into tonight, we can see that it's going to be just a little bit cooler. Temperatures are going to be in the upper 60s down here in South Florida. Tallahassee is going to be just a little bit cooler, sitting at 60 degrees. So if you have any nighttime plans at all, definitely make sure maybe bring a jacket if 60 degrees feels a little bit cooler for you. But as we look into tomorrow, we can see that it's going to be very, very much similar to today, kind of that rinse and repeat. 87 degrees in Tallahassee. So nice, pretty nice and warm, very, very favorable conditions for kind of the entire state of Florida. Even though we are moving into fall, we're kind of right in the heart of fall. It is kind of feeling still more like summer. But as we do zoom out and look at the entire United States as a whole, we can see that all the temperatures across the map are going to be pretty different. We have a lot of variation. As you can see up here in Bismarck, it's going to be a little bit more chilly, 50 degrees, but obviously down here in Florida, which we just talked about, it's going to be a lot warmer. But as we can see, just kind of a lot of variation really across the entire map. The Midwest is going to be pretty nice and hot. As we can see here, this is kind of just comparing the average climatology of that state and of that region. And as we can see with these darker red temperatures, we can see that it's going to be a little bit hotter than what we'd normally expect for that region. But as we look over here into the other coast over there, kind of towards the California area, everything like that, it is going to be just a little bit colder than we'd normally expect. So definitely just watch out for that in the coming days. As we move into tonight, we can see that it is going to be very, very chilly up north in Bismarck, 28 degrees below freezing, so definitely make sure that you are all bundled up if you live in a northern region like Bismarck. However, down in the southern regions that we see down here, especially down here in Florida, we can see that it's going to be nice, pretty warm still. Tampa is going to be 68 degrees, again, one of our warmest points on the map. As we kind of look at our future radar as we're moving into kind of tonight, this evening, we can see these areas of really high pressure sitting over the Midwest, as well as a lot of high pressure systems kind of down closer towards the southeast region that we are currently in. That's basically going to keep the weather very, very nice and favorable. So those nice, warm, summer-like temperatures are going to be definitely coming our way. But as we can see here, we actually do have a stationary front kind of in the southwest region of the United States. Basically just going to be a warm air mass and a cold air mass kind of coming together, and they're going to be pretty stationary, like the name stationary front. Not really a whole lot of movement with that front in particular, but those nice areas of high pressure, like I talked about, are going to keep the conditions over here in the southeast very, very nice and favorable. But as we look into tomorrow and just kind of see the temperatures that are all across the map, it's going to be pretty warm here in the southeast. In Dallas, it's going to be a whopping 90 degrees. It's going to be a little bit cooler heading into the upper 50s as we go up north towards Minneapolis. So definitely just kind of take a look at what your region might be and just see what you need to do to prepare for tomorrow. I know in the Midwest, we're kind of in that awkward stage where it might be super, super cold when or super, super cold when you go out in the morning, but then by the time that it gets to afternoon, you're already sweating, taking off all those layers that you already put on. So definitely just watch out for that if you are in the Midwest, just kind of any of those regions that I just talked about. But now we're going to go ahead and head back to Ayana, and she's going to again take us a little bit closer to home here right on campus.
Thanks, Sloan. So currently we're looking at a pretty sunset, honestly, by Doak Campbell Stadium. But other than that, not really a cloud in the sky, which is really nice to see in Tallahassee. If we're talking about tonight now, honestly, it's going to cool off a little bit. So if 68 is cold for you, grab a jacket if you're heading out tonight. And for the nightlife forecast, we're looking at 72 degrees, which is really comfortable. We got some breezes, but really not much, and we're going to have a clear sky. So if you want to go out and star watch, honestly, it'd be a perfect night to do so. And if you want to go ahead and walk your dog, honestly, not this cute little dog, are you kidding? Go take him out for a walk. It's going to be really great conditions, no clouds. It's going to bump up to 76 around 11. And if we look at Shell Point Beach, Florida, it's looking currently beautiful. I mean, the sunset is gorgeous. And we're also looking at 84 degrees, which is a perfect temperature for going by the beach, watching the sunset. And as we look at Miami this weekend, we do have a football game, and if you plan on heading over there this weekend, definitely bring a poncho or a umbrella, because we're going to look at some showers later that night for the game. But it's going to be a great game, so if you plan on heading over to Miami, do so, because I think it'll be awesome. And for the weekday forecast, it is also looking pretty great here, a little bit warmer. But again, those Florida temperatures, it's nothing new here. And at night, a little bit cooler. We're seeing 58 degrees as our low, which is pretty typical around this time of year. But again, grab a jacket if you plan on heading out and enjoy the weekend. Seriously, I mean, it's going to be nice. We've got no clouds in the sky, and it's a great time to be outside. We're going to head things over to Sloan and Morgan for some trivia today.
Yes, thank you so much, Ayana. We're definitely very excited for our very first Tuesday
Trivia
segment.
Yay!
We definitely can't wait, so you guys can definitely kind of play along with us and maybe drop a comment if you guys think that you know the answer to our trivia question. Just a little bit of a fun Tuesday segment we have going on that we can't wait for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're going to ask each other the questions and then give you guys a little bit of time to respond. But yeah, just feel free to drop your answers in the comment. If you don't know it, just guess. But,
Yes.
Okay, Sloan, are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Okay. So which is not a region where tropical storms develop?
I'm going to say Cape Horn.
And I think you are right.
Oh my gosh, I'm correct.
Yes.
So we're also going to do a little bit of explanation about why
Yeah.
it's correct. So Cape Horn basically doesn't have a lot of tropical storm development for a couple main reasons. It is right off the coast of South Africa, and that's going to be an area, especially in the ocean, where there's going to be some colder sea surface temperatures, which is not super favorable for tropical storm development. It's also going to have a high amount of wind shear, which is, again, just not going to be great for any tropical storm developments. So yeah, that's why Cape Horn is not a region where tropical storms develop. So Morgan, your turn. So which alliterative phrase describes fog formed when cold wind blows over warm water?
I'm going to say sea smoke. Yeah.
You got it right.
Yes,
Amazing
and
job.
that is also another synonym for sea smoke is steam fog. So yeah. Sloan, do you have anything else to say about steam fog? I know you did a little bit of research before the show.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's
Yeah.
when that cold wind blows over warm water. It is known as steam fog. If you kind of think about like a hot tub and the steam
Yes.
is coming right off of that hot tub, it's going to be basically that colder water coming over that really, really nice and warm, or that colder air coming over that nice and warm water. So yeah, that's kind of wraps up our Trivia Tuesday. It was the very first one. I think we did a pretty
Yes.
good job. What do you think?
I do too. I hope you guys got it right too. But
Yes,
my
hopefully you guys all got it
intuition's
right.
telling me that you guys did.
Yes, I know you guys definitely did a really great job. We had a great show today. I know I'm definitely looking forward to those warm temperatures the rest of this week. I'm definitely a summer girl. What about you?
I am. I'm a summer girl too, so I'm
Sweet.
holding on to it for as long as it stays.
Same,
Yep.
same. I'm not looking forward to when it gets a little bit colder this winter.
Yeah, and as you guys look at those similar weather patterns on each day, just make sure you stay tuned in. I know we can kind of get used to chilling out and relaxing whenever the weather gets nice, and then it starts raining and we have no idea it's coming.
Yes.
So make sure to tune in tomorrow.
Exactly. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Tuesday edition of FSU Weather. Again, my name is Sloan Dulaney, student meteorologist, signing off.
And my name is Morgan Krause, student meteorologist, signing off. Thank you for watching.
Yep. Thank you for watching. One last look at our 7-day.